Virgo, hi. So this is going to be a reading for the month of May 2026, and I'll do the reading for you, and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Virgo. What do we got for you? The overall energy for the reading, the King of Cups. We got love. Summer, we got love. Let's see. Starting off the reading, you get the Eight of Swords crossed by the Nine of Swords. That's a lot of overthinking. And I don't know where it's coming from, if it's coming from you, if it's coming from somebody else. But it's smack down in the middle of the reading here. In your focus, the Hierophant. I mean, you're kind of telling me I'm trying to focus on things that are important, things that matter. Okay. I would say that's a pretty general statement, but I think you're trying to go deep with this one, in the sense of, you know, in a world that's made of material stuff, what does matter? You know, when somebody goes through something, an illness or even a passing of a loved one, those are the times in which we kind of stop and think what really matters. You know what I mean? So I think you're trying to go a little deeper with this one instead of just kind of generalizing. And like everything can matter. You know what I mean? But like, no, I think you're trying to take it a little deeper here and really try to focus on things that really do matter. But in the recent past, the Empress, this is someone that's very meaningful to you. Very, very meaningful to you. I don't know what they're doing there, but they're there. In your focus, the Nine of Wands. That's quite a defensiveness. I'm not sure where that applies, but it's a little bit of a defensive type of an energy in there. In the immediate future, the Ten of Wands, something feels a little heavy. Supporting this reading, the Eight of Wands, there's an energy exchange here, and it's kind of constant. You know, it's kind of running through constantly in this reading, so it's not like it's happening for 5 minutes. Okay, you talk to somebody for 5 minutes and that's it. No, through all of this experience, it's kind of, I think it's playing a big role, this energy exchange here. So that implies that there could be somebody else involved here in this ordeal. In your energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, the Ten of Swords, think of this as an air that's floating, like a little cloud or a fog that's kind of floating above, again, this experience here. And it carries the translation, that fog or cloud, whatever you want to call it, of an ending. So I'm not sure if something is ending or is about to, or is just floating around. It's not set yet. So it's not, the fogginess is not down to the ground where nobody can see shit anymore through it. It's just floating, lingering. In your hopes and fears, the Ace of Swords, you want to do something here. You're not super specific, but I think it has to do with this situation you got going on with somebody. You want to do something good. You know, you want to bring something good to the table here. And for the potential outcome, the Three of Cups. These are energies of love coming together or coming back together. This guy has some positions of sleeping that it's not even funny. Like, I can... He's the only one. That's weird when he's sleeping. But okay, it's fun to watch him though. Like, how did you get in that position? He's almost wrapped around the scratcher that they have, like a pole. But he's not. He gives that impression that he is. But he's not. He's just at the bottom of that. Just kind of low. Twist. I don't fucking know. For the King of Cups, you get the Eight of Cups, the Sun, the Judgment card. there is love here, but it's not being necessarily connected to. So it's like somebody made the conscious decision to shut that down. If there's, think of it as a faucet that if you turn it on, it pours love, and somebody shut it down for now. So it's not pouring shit. Not even shit. Nothing. So I don't know if that's you or somebody that is tied up to you, but it's definitely a conscious decision. Like, I'm not gonna pour love here anymore. Okay, let me do the 8 of Swords. You get the 10 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the World card. Yeah, it's that freaking fog. You're I gave you the vision with the fog cloud, but like, think of it as this is the energy of an ending, right? And this experience, it's your energy and somebody else, and whatever other energies are created between the two of you, well, that's at the center. The ending is at the center, and you keep on kind of playing around this. You know, you have a perimeter here that doesn't allow you to go away from until you actually start interacting with this. And you're not really, I feel like you are, but you're not. Energetically speaking, all the energies around are very much aware of this being here. In the physical, from a mental perspective, I feel like there is awareness that this is here, but there's also the conscious decision of, man, if I touch that, that means that I fully am aware of it and I'm playing with that energy. So I'm going to try my best to kind of not really touch it, go around it, but then I know I have to touch it at some point and acknowledge it fully for being here and fully address it. But I'm not going to want to, even though I have to. But it's kind of like that. It's almost like a game, an unintentional game that's been created here around that. Because there is an ending of a cycle here. There is, I mean, that energy is clear. If anything is clear about this whole experience is that all of the energies that are playing around that are very much aware that that's there. So it's not like, you know, if there's 4 energies in playing around there, 3 of them are aware, but 1 is not. No. All 4 are aware, or however many energies are in here. And this, I feel like it's you, because I feel like you're running out of options to not, you know, you've kind of exhausted all your options to play around that without fully embracing that energy being there, you know, and dealing with it or unpacking it. So you're trying your best to keep finding options there, but you're getting very, very close to run out of options here. For the 9 of Swords, you get the Hierophant, the Justice card, the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah. Because, you know, realistically speaking, in your mind, you would want to annihilate that freaking whatever stands there in the middle. Like, if there was any way to destroy that completely, you would. And then you would start from scratch. Let's start from scratch. There's got to be a way to do that. Let me do the Hierophant. In your focus, you get the Ace of Cups, the 9 of Cups, the Strength card. Yeah, again, even though that's your focus, to focus on what matters, that's not easy to do. With everything that's going on here, it's not easy. You know, sometimes I feel like you almost forcefully want to go there. Like, let me focus on what matters. What matters now? My family, my this, my that, my pets, my And as much as you get in there for a few seconds, you come out of that place of what really matters, because it's so hard to focus, even though that's what you want. Let me do the Empress in the recent past. The Fool, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody else that's right there by your side. Somebody that's very meaningful. Somebody that at some point in time you're showing me, I opened up to them fully. You know? I went there. I did not fully. Fully-ish. Because I see the Knight of Cups there. But from an energetic standpoint, you did. You know? And I think it was reciprocated at some point in time. I think it went both ways. I think the openness, the willingness, the everything was here. But I don't know what the fuck happened meanwhile, because right now it's looking like a game of energies. You know, bouncing left and right. Mostly trying to avoid what's at the core of this. For the 9 of Wands, in your strength, you get the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups. The defensiveness or the rejection of stuff, better said, it's on your side, where instead of kind of healing what's at play, you're refusing to let some shit go, and that's not allowing you to heal. So the lesson right now, the energy that's available for right now for you, is that of healing. And you're like, nope, because I'm not done with whatever. I'm not letting stuff go, so I can't, because, you know, I'm still hanging on to stuff that's kind of pulling me in the past. So thus I live in the past. Well, that's not healing. So that's your rejection to your own healing over what's going on. Living in the past. Unable to let some things go, and that would hold you a prisoner of the past, of whatever the hell happened here. Let's do the 10 of Wands in the immediate future. You get the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the 6 of Cups. And then you wonder why it's hard to start from scratch. Well, if you're bringing the past with you, what kind of scratch is that? The scratch of the past. That's no scratch. You know? If you just said, I'm having a hard time letting shit go. But I want a brand new beginning. From scratch. They don't match, these statements. They go against each other. You can't start fresh with something old that you're bringing with you. You know? It doesn't work that way. So you can't. Right now you're kind of falling a little bit on hard times, because you're like, I don't understand, why is this not working, why can this start from scratch? You just said why. You just told me here, can't let shit go, and I'm gonna tell you, can't start something new. Then it's not gonna be new. You may think in your head it's new, but it's not going to be new if you're bringing the old there. You're turning the new into the old. So you're repeating the same shit over and over again. They don't go hand in hand. You either let everything go, start from zero, pretend you're a newborn with no thoughts of a past or nothing, you know? Because apparently you don't want to heal that shit anyway, so just pretend then. But the pretending part is not going to last for long. But just to see how it is to start from scratch, at least, for a split second, to see what a neutral field offers you. You know? Because if you think you're starting from scratch, but then you're bringing the past in there, that's not starting over. That's repeating. For the 8 of Wands in the supportive energies, you get the 3 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the 7 of Cups. There could be talks about moving on. And I don't know what that means, because I kind of see a common denominator there. So it's not necessarily we're moving on separate, but it's not necessarily we're moving on together either. Yeah, I don't really get it, because I don't see a strict rupture between the energies. But then I'm not necessarily seeing them on a common path either. But I do see a sense of togetherness. So there could be conversations trying to figure that one out. When you reach a conclusion, let me know, because I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know. For the 10 of Swords and the hidden energies, you get the Temperance card, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you've been aware of this fog or of this center ending. Both of you, for a while. This energy has been here. It's not just showing up and you're like, oh my god, I can't see it because it just showed up. It's new and I don't know where it is. No. Both of you are looking or are under this cloud for a while. So at this point, because it's been here for a while, it almost feels like you or them or the both of you are just trying to avoid it or something. Like none of you are, I see none of you kind of blasting right through it and be like, oh, there it is. Let's unpack. Let's see what's going on here. No, you're just playing around it. For the Ace of Swords, in your hopes and fears, you get the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. As much as you may want to do stuff about this situation, I feel like almost last minute. So let's say you're trying to do something for the situation at play that you're part of, right? And right before you do it, right before you come to the table to bring what you feel needs to be brought to the table, it's almost like you're like, scratch that. I'm gonna go do something for me. I'm gonna, like something hits you, like an aha moment or something. And it's like, I need to do something for me, actually. But like last minute. It's not a changing of mind. You're very determined to come here and do this, but like something hits you out of nowhere. And it's like, yeah, I'm better off doing something for myself here. So that's interesting. Let me do the Three of Cups in the potential outcome. The Seven of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting, because I see such a it's done, it's not done type of an energy. As I said, things are proceeding here separate, but not really. But not together either. So I don't know what the fuck that means, but I do see it a little more clear there in the sense of, I think you're starting to gain clarity, the both of you, on what that means for you. Because I feel like right now you're trying to figure it out. So there's still a sense of separation there of, you have different paths, but like, are they running parallel there and you can see each other and wave? Like, what does that mean? I don't know. But it's more clear there, so I feel like you're figuring it out by the time you get there. Like, it's almost like, okay, it's set in stone. This is how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Whereas right now, through all of this, you're still playing around things and not really tackling what needs to be tackled. And then again, I see a sense of, I think you're figuring it out over there by the time you get there. Okay, let me see what universe has as a final advice for you. The Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands. There's not a lot of even though there's love here at play, there's not a lot of focus on that. There's not. It's like way in the background. Everything else is more important than that at this moment in time. So the fact that you might care for them, they might care for you, even though it's present, it's there and it's true, nobody's focusing on that. It's way over there in the background. Almost making it unimportant. And it's like, that's why you're here, actually, but okay. I don't know. Let's do the Animal Dreaming Oracle. You get Hookabura, Healing. Did I get this one before? I think I got it before and I didn't fucking know what it was. And I think somebody said maybe it's from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. If it's the same, like in the past, I think it's that one. Taking responsibility for your own healing is probably one of the most confronting things anyone can do, especially if the intention is to acknowledge and release pent-up pain, confusion, and resentment, which are common byproducts of years of postponed healing. In our times, it is common for people to live their entire lives without ever truly healing many of their past painful experiences and long-held resentments. Most of the time, these individuals do not realize there is an alternative to the internal suffering caused when we ignore the need for healing or fail to see that there is healing to be done. It is often ignorance rather than denial that prevents healing from taking place. The kookaburra has a distinctive call that strongly resembles human laughter, thus earning it the title of the laughing kookaburra. Many assume, therefore, that the message of the kookaburra is that of lightening up and learning to laugh at yourself. It may be true that its laughter inspires others to laugh along with it, and this rather, man, if I would have this bird, I would laugh all day. And this rather obvious assessment of kookaburra's dreaming is sometimes relevant, but the truth of the matter is that if kookaburra does appear in your cards today, its true message goes far deeper than its superficial laughter. Among their regular prey, kookaburras catch snakes by plunging down, seizing them behind the head. They're ruthless, flying up high into the air and dropping them to their death. Snake is the harbinger of healing on all levels. Kookaburra, therefore, as a bird that hunts snakes, is telling you to take responsibility for your own healing and to stop laughing it off. Ooh, that's intense. Although you may have never spoken of your desire to see your own healing fulfilled, those around you will have sensed the need. Verbalizing your need for healing to these people will not only be a relief for you, it will result in a collective sigh from those around you. That explains so much, will be the general consensus. Kookaburra awakens us to our inner truth and thus the dawning of a new day. So remember that to witness a silent kookaburra is a spirit's way of restoring faith in our quest for personal healing. The healing there that you were rejecting, yeah. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.